Morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning,
sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Nobody posted question for yesterday. If you people will not post question, how I am
सर,
going
वो
to?
मैं ये सर भूल गया था पोस्ट करने के लिए। मैं अभी ये सर वेरिएबल एग्जॉस्ट वाल्व क्लोजिंग और सर ये जो वर्चुअल टैपेट है सर,
हाँ।
वो बस मतलब समझ में आ गया, but थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन सर वो होगा तो करिए अभी टाइम होगा ये वर्चुअल टैपेट एंड क्योंकि ये क्वेश्चन डायरेक्ट ऐसे पूछता है सर, वर्चुअल एग्जॉस्ट वाल्व क्लोजिंग एंड वर्चुअल टैपेट। वी अंडरस्टैंड सर वर्चुअल टैपेट, बट
क्या होता है वर्चुअल टैपेट? What is
virtual
virtual tap?
tappet means when oil is going to expand, at that time a valve will open more. So at that time there is a throttle valve fitted on the actuator, and that is needle valve that opens and that bypass the valve, so that positive closing is ensured. ये एक चीज है सर। और एक और चीज था इसमें सर, एक नीडल वाल्व भी ऊपर में रहता है प्रीवियस डिजाइन में, तो वो भी क्या वर्चुअल टेम्पलेट में आता है क्या? नीडल वाल्व ऑफिस जो रहता है ऊपर, ऑफिस ऑन द डैम्पेनिंग वाल्व के ऊपर एक ऑफिस रहता है एक्चुएटर पिस्टन के ऊपर।
Okay, let's go one by one. ठीक है, I will read for you. The main engine exhaust valve opens hydraulically by oil from hydraulic pump, and it is shut by spring gear. Okay, when the system is just put into the use, oil is relatively colder. Now oil is going to heat up and expand after some time of operation. This can make the exhaust valve stay open, leading to reduced P compression, Pmax, reduced power, and burning of valve heat. This is to be a peculiar problem with older type of exhaust valve, where thermal expansion of oil lead to opening of your exhaust valve. Exhaust valve is not going to close properly. So what is going to happen? Valve will remain open, not fully, but some degree it will remain open. So it will be losing your P compression, Pmax, and power is also going to decrease. Also, it is going to cause burning of your valve seat. So how it was prevented? To prevent this valve being open due to the expansion of hot oil, a needle valve called throttle valve is fitted on the hydraulic pump unit. So you have a hydraulic actuator. On the side of the actuator, a small needle valve. उसको throttle valve बोलते हैं. It was fitted. So what is the purpose of the throttle valve? The throttle valve is to bleed small quantity of oil every time valve is going to close. So we are going to adjust the throttle valve. Okay. Let's say this is your actuator, and on the side of the actuator there is to be a needle valve. Okay. Now whenever valve is closing, we need to allow the rapid closing of your valve in a full closing. How it is being done? So small quantity of oil is bypassed from this needle valve. Okay. So when cam is going to come on the base circle, see, when the cam is going to come on the base circle, oil pressure is going to decrease. But we want that oil pressure to decrease rapidly during the initial starting to accommodate the expansion of hot oil. So small quantity of oil is to be bleed from here continuously. Okay, continuously. So that is to take care about the expansion of oil. So that is the throttle valve. Okay, or isko it is generally adjusted at the sea trials. Okay, initial jo trial hota hai, shop test and sea trial, that time it is adjusted. Further adjustment is not required. So why it is called virtual tappet? Because if you see your normal 4-stroke engine, to take care about your exhaust valve and inlet valve expansion, you are maintaining some tappet clearance, isn't it? वहाँ पे वो physical maintain कर, you are maintaining physically. Here you don't have anything like that. Okay, so that is why it is called virtual. It is not physically maintained, but through the bleed valve or through that throttle valve, you are throttling or bleeding some quantity of oil every time valve will try to close. Okay. Now what is the problem? If your throttle valve is excessively open, valve is going to close very sharply. वॉल जंप करेगा, वॉल इज गोइंग टू जंप एंड देन इट इज गोइंग टू बैंग अगेंस्ट द सीट, तो वहां पे नॉकिंग नॉइस आना चालू करेगा. So to prevent that from happening, the throttle wall is required to be adjusted. How you are doing the adjustment?
30 degree every time.
For optimum setting of throttle wall, it is open anti-clockwise till the exhaust valve will just begin to knock. Why it is going to knock? Because of rapid closing, isn't it? Valve will jump. आपने क्या किया? You are going to open the throttle valve, keep on opening till the time you are going to hear the knocking noise. Once you start hearing knocking noise, then you require to close the throttle valve by 30 degree. Okay, and this adjustment has to be carried out 75% engine load. These things are not applicable for your all modern engines. It is not applicable. This was on very old type of exhaust valve systems, but still in exam sometime they will ask you this kind of question. ठीक है, clear with everyone?
तो सर अभी नए जो वाल है जो चल उसमें सर ये वर्चुअल टैपेट
अभी जरूरत नहीं, जरूरत नहीं. How the expansion is going to taken care of? Yes sir. अभी कैसे होता है?
सर अभी उसके ऊपर ही थ्रॉटल वाल्व बिठाया है which bleeds off to the inlet to the drain.
चलो देखते क्या है अरेंजमेंट. देखो, दिस इज योर arrangement for your exhaust valve. Number of arrangements are provided. Okay. For example, on the top, okay, on the top, what you are having? You are having orifice. Okay. So what is the purpose of this orifice? Whatever oil is going to come on the hydraulic piston during the closure of valve, certain quantity of oil is going to bleed through the orifice. और किधर जाएगा वो?
Drain में सर. Return line. Return line.
किधर? Return where? Return.
सर return to the actuator जो.
Return to the actuator. How many for MC series engine? How many connections are there for your exhaust valve?
4 connections.
4 connections.
Ring here. 2 for this return and 1 for inlet.
Here, the orifice is mounted in the top cover. Okay, so when the oil is going to be opening your exhaust valve, and during the closure, what will happen? The follower is going to go onto the base circle of the cam. That will reduce the oil pressure in this high pressure pipe. But certain quantity of oil will be always bled through this orifice. इधर से वो bled हो जाएगा. किधर जा रहा है देखो? Where it is going? It is going and falling on the top of the
Air piston.
air
Pneumatic
piston. And from that air piston किधर से जा रहा है? आपने देखा होगा और एक pipe connected है. Lube oil return pipe. Yes or no?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
So it is going to come from there and it is going to return to your sump. Okay, cam case में चला जाएगा, ठीक ना? From here it will go to the actuator and from there it is going to fall into the cam case. So now, do you require any virtual tappet arrangement here? Do you require any throttle valve? Not required.
सर तो इसको वर्चुअल टैपेट क्यों नहीं बोलते सर? ये भी तो वही काम कर रहा है.
आपने कुछ एडजस्टमेंट किया है क्या? नहीं. Are you adjusting to anything?
We
No,
can
you
change
have
the
provided-
orifice size or something
Yep.
if we need.
orifice plug जो है उसके अंदर में you are having, you have fitted certain size of orifice, ठीक है?
Yes. sir.
Clear? तो उसके बाद में you don't require to do any adjustment.
Okay.
पहले क्या होता था, इधर था, ठीक है ना? You are having throttle wall here.
Yes.
All right, you are having throttle wall here on the actuator. So what you used to do, यहाँ से ऑयल पास करते थे आप लोग, क्या करते, यहाँ से बाईपास करते थे ऑयल, ठीक है ना? स्मॉल क्वांटिटी ऑयल,
Yes.
you are bleeding off from here. So that is why it was called virtual tappet. Nowadays you don't require virtual tappet because this orifice plug is going to ensure two things: soft closing of exhaust valve together with the dampening piston. यहाँ पे क्या है? This is called your dampening piston. ठीक है? On the top of the hydraulic piston, you must have seen. Anybody have overall? There is spring loaded small piston is there. वो press भी होता है.
Yes,
If
sir.
you
Yes,
can
sir.
press by. So
हाँ,
that is going. That is called your dampening piston. So dampening piston together with the correct size of orifice plug is going to ensure soft and proper complete closure of exhaust valve. Okay, so you don't require any throttle valve, and that is why you don't have any concept of virtual tappet in modern exhaust valve. Okay,
This is same in the second generation exhaust valve. Orifice is there.
second generation में भी वही है. ठीक है, if you are going to
Okay.
see the modification, exhaust valve modification, first generation, second generation. Same ही है. ठीक है.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, one more question. Variable exhaust closing.
हाँ, वेरिएबल एग्जॉस्ट क्लोजिंग. देखो क्या होता है ना, देयर आर नंबर ऑफ डिजाइन्स करंटली, ठीक है, बट यू नीड टू स्ट्रीमलाइन योर आंसर्स. नो नीड टू गो एंड स्टडी एवरीथिंग. ठीक है, you need to understand that it was there in the initial exhaust valve, but it is not present on modern exhaust valve. Modern exhaust valve, you are controlling soft closing with the help of your
Dampening piston.
हाँ, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे भी ऊपर में जो है, इट इज गोइंग टू इंश्योर योर सॉफ्ट क्लोजिंग. ठीक है, अभी मेरे को स्लाइड भी नहीं मिल रहा है बराबर से. आई थिंक आई हैव टेकन दिस वन ना एग्जॉस्ट वाल क्लासेस में, डिफरेंस बिटवीन फर्स्ट जनरेशन सेकंड जनरेशन.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
हाँ
sir.
सर लिया था.
Yes, sir. In second generation, reduced dia of oil cylinder.
या सो सम
Cylinder air piston.
तो
Also-
सर
उसमें
ड्यूरासेल
VC,
और
sir.
रोलर से प्रेस कोल्ड प्रेस करते थे 10 टन रोलर वाला, वो ही सर ना.
And cone is added on exhaust valve spindle.
व्हाट इज दैट कॉल्ड? दैट इज कॉल्ड योर
Cold rolling. This is
उसका नाम
Dura spindle. Dura spindle.
डोरा स्पिंडल डिजाइन. मेरे को
Sir,
मिल
but
क्यों नहीं?
sir, VC was not there, sir, in the
Huh?
recorded lecture. VC नहीं था उसमें, sir. Variable exhaust closing.
वेरिएबल एग्जॉस्ट क्लोजिंग.
वो लोग डायरेक्ट ऐसे करके एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है, सर. What is variable exhaust valve closing?
वेरिएबल एग्जॉस्ट क्लोजिंग इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर सल्जर इंजन.
Soldier engine. Yes, sir.
उसमें क्या होता है? Here, this question is also there in the written examination. So in variable exhaust closing,
Screenshot.
you can draw this diagram also. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना, in your actuator, okay, this is your actuator plunger. ठीक है, in the actuator plunger there will be this helical groove will be there. ठीक है, so what is the purpose of it?
Controls the quantity of oil maybe.
Variable exhaust closing. Now why you want to vary the exhaust closing? There must be some purpose to do that one.
Yes, sir. If
कंप्रेशन स्ट्रोक बढ़ाने के लिए सर.
Sir,
Room
higher P compression.
P compressor and P max.
Slow down. Compression stroke. We are not going to increase any stroke or decrease any stroke. What we are going to increase or decrease?
P max, sir, at low loads.
We want to increase the P max at part load. How you are going to increase P max at part load? By increasing
air
P compression.
P compression.
Okay. We want to increase the P compression at low load. Now, if I am going to increase the P compression at low load, how I am going to increase P compression?
by injecting
We will
amount of
close the
air.
valve earlier, I think so.
By closing
Early closing of exhaust valve.
early exhaust valve. So what they are doing, see यहाँ पे एक control valve is there, ठीक है? So this oil is going to come from the system. It is going to be available into the actuator, and this throttle valve or control valve is going to remain
Closed.
initially part load condition में क्या हो जाएगा?
Open.
Open रहेगा वो, ठीक है? So when the oil is going to open your valve and it's time for closing, what has to be done? Valve has to close early. When valve is going to close early?
Control valve will bleed off some amount of oil.
This oil has to be drained very rapidly. Yes or no?
By the
From your
spill pipe.
HP high pressure pipe. So when that oil has to drain or vent very fast, your control valve is going to remain open. So when control valve is going to remain, what will happen? The oil is going to vent off very fast. Valve is going to close early. The moment valve is going to close early, your P compression is going to increase. The P compression is going to increase and P max is also going to increase. So this is going to result in increased power and reduction in the specific fuel oil consumption at part load condition. All right.
Sir,
But now,
doubt is that this control valve is connected in the return line.
yes, return line. Return line. It is going to vent the oil into the system, back to the system.
So it is controlling the oil which is coming from the hydraulic piston or bypassing from the actuator only.
देखो इधर oil रहेगा आपका. Here you are going to have the oil. Yes. When your valve is going to close, when your valve is going to open, hydraulic oil is acting on the top of hydraulic piston, and then what is happening here below the pneumatic piston? Pneumatic pressure is going to increase. ठीक है? ये pressure जाएगा आपका 18-19 bar तक जाएगा. ठीक है? Now when valve is going to close, early, when there will be rapid decrease in the pressure from the hydraulic piston. Yes or no? If your pressure, for example, opening pressure is somewhere around 150 bar. Now this pressure is decreasing over the longer period of time. It takes longer time to decrease the pressure. Valve is going to close slowly. If you are allowing that drop in the pressure from 150 bar directly to the, let's say 7 or 8 bar, quickly, what will happen? Valve is going to close early. The moment valve is going to close early, what will happen? Your P compression is going to increase and P max is going to increase. And that is going to result in better specific fuel oil consumption values for your engine.
Sir, how to control the control valve? Like how much?
That is done by the engine control system. Okay, that is, you can see there is a variable. वहाँ पे देखो orifice है and one arrow is there, isn't it? So that is done depending upon the engine load. Okay, there will be a proportional valve which is fitted depending upon your engine load. It is going to.
This thing will be same for all the units, sir. Together.
All the unit, every unit is required to have this particular unit control valve system. Okay.
But we can change for one unit, or we have to change for all units together.
All units are going to change together. One unit के लिए क्यों करना है आपको? This is done has to be depending upon load of the engine. It is automatically taking effect for all the cylinders simultaneously.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So what is your objective?
Control valve is every unit have one control valve like this.
Every unit is going to have its own control valve. Every unit is going to have its own actuator. Every unit is going to have its own lube oil supply system. Correct? So, but this is going to be centralizedly controlled by engine control system, monitoring the load of the engine. Whenever load is going to decrease, the timing of exhaust valve closing is going to be advanced. Okay. Then increasing P compression and increasing P max, resulting in better power output at part load condition, better efficiency and reduction in the specific fuel oil consumption. But the problem is that when you are going to start operating your engine at higher load, the P max is going to keep on increasing above the safe limit. Yes or no? If you are going to at higher load, for example, if your engine is going to move from 70% load all the way to 90% load, what is going to happen? If you are keeping your exhaust valve closing earlier, the P compression will be very high, resulting in extremely higher P max. क्या हो जाएगा? P max may exceed your safe limit. So that time what you need to do? You need to close this valve. Okay, gradually required to keep on closing this valve so that your exhaust valve is going to close late. Exhaust valve is going to close late, and you are going to bring your P compression within acceptable limit. Your P max is going to be within acceptable limit without overloading your engine. So that concept is called variable exhaust closing, VLC, exhaust valve. Okay, variable exhaust valve
Sir,
closing.
can you please explain again that in case of higher RPM, safe, it will that Pmax will be higher than normal. So can you please explain it again?
Yeah, क्योंकि अभी क्या होगा? For example, you have adjusted your valve for part load condition. Okay, part load condition में क्या किया आपने? You have kept this, for example, fully open. Okay, assume that it is fully open. Now you are going to shift your load from 70% to 90%. What will happen? Exhaust
Pmax
valve
will
still
increase
closing.
above safety limit.
पहले exhaust, look into the exhaust valve. What is happening to the exhaust valve? Still closing earlier.
Yes, sir.
So if your exhaust valve is still closing earlier at higher load, what is that going to result in? That is going to result in
Over
excessive,
combustion, sir.
नहीं excessive P compression. Exhaust valve जल्दी close होगा at higher load तो क्या हो जाएगा?
Yes, sir. Excessive Pmax.
P max is going to be excessive. That may be excessive than your allowed limit for your engine, safe limit for your engine. Correct or no? उस टाइम पे क्या करना पड़ेगा? You required to allow your exhaust valve to close late. So when you are going to allow your exhaust valve to close late, what will be the effect on P compression?
P compression will come in
Come down.
optimum.
P compression will reduce. When P compression is going to reduce, your P max is going to also reduce.
Sir,
na?
this we can set an engine control system like at 70
Automatic. Your
हाँ,
automatic
70%
engine
load.
control system is going to monitor the load and is going to effect this actuation of your control valve. Okay, automatically. Okay, depending upon load of the engine. Correct?
Okay.
And similar concept is there in your MNBW engine. What that is called?
Variable exhaust valve timing.
EcoCam, sir. EcoCam.
EcoCam. That is the
Short cam.
EcoCam. Shorter cam. Okay. There is a EcoCam on the exhaust valve. Sorry, your camshaft. EcoCam. EcoCam में क्या होता है? What is going to happen in EcoCam?
Exhaust valve closing early and increase P.
No, you are having shorter cam. Okay,
Yes.
first of all, the modification start with the shorter exhaust cam. So because of shorter exhaust cam, what will happen to the exhaust valve opening and closing?
The duration will be small, sir, opening and closing.
Yeah, that means what is going to happen? Your exhaust valve is going to close
Close early, sir.
earlier. So exhaust valve is going to close earlier. So that is going to reflect in increase P max.
P max.
Yes or no?
Sir.
P max is going to be higher at part load condition.
Yes, sir.
But similar thing, what is going to happen at higher load?
A hydraulic delay will be there.
So you are at part load, full load condition. What is going to result in? Result in excessive P max. Yes or no?
Yes,
तो
sir.
उसको कैसे कंट्रोल करेंगे? देयर विल बी आल्सो एक्सटेंडेड, क्या रहेगा? एक्सटेंडेड हाइड्रोलिक पुश रॉड. फ्रॉम वेयर इट इज गोइंग टू कम? यहाँ पे देखिए, you are having 250 bar oil, yes,
Yes, sir.
and then you are having timing piston. So when your engine is operating at a higher load, what you are doing, you are allowing some, with the help of timing piston, you are allowing that hydraulic oil to act into the high pressure pipe of your exhaust valve. So that is going to delay the closing. Yes or
Yes.
no?
Yes, sir.
So that is going to delay the closing. When that closing is going to get delayed, exhaust valve is going to close late, resulting in reduced P compression and
Reducing peak.
reduced P max at a higher load. Okay? But
Yeah.
at low load, this is not going to function. Okay? This is not going to function. So because of the shorter cam on the camshaft, the valve is going to close earlier,
Early.
and then you are going to have increased Pmax. Okay, increased Pmax. So that is going to result in better specific fuel oil consumption. ठीक है, ये सब चीजें आपको देखना पड़ेगा. It has all been taken care, covered in your classes. ठीक है ना? Okay, shall we move further?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
इसके लिए मैं आपको बोलता हूँ कि आप क्वेश्चन पहले डाला करो. क्या होता है ना, अगर आप देखोगे कि इफ यू सी माय कंटेंट, इतना मटेरियल है कि मुश्किल हो जाता है ढूंढने में कि कहाँ पे क्या ढूंढूं. ठीक है ना? तो अगर मेरे को क्वेश्चन मालूम रहता है पहले, तो आई विल अरेंज देम इन अ सीक्वेंस. इट विल बिकम स्ट्रीमलाइन. यस, बोलिए सर. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन.
सर चेन ड्राइव एडवांटेजेस और गेट ड्राइव सर.
चेन ड्राइव का क्या एडवांटेज है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, reduction in the weight. Yes or no? Or
Better transmission.
Longer transmission distance.
there is one very important advantage. Who is going to tell me that?
The power transmission ratio is very high in chain.
नहीं,
Ease of maintenance, sir.
एक ही एडवांटेज बोलना है आपको. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है, अदर एडवांटेजेस आर गोइंग टू बी कमिंग लेटर. दिस इज योर फ्यूल.
non-slip transmission.
नो, दैट इज आल्सो पॉसिबल इन गियर ड्राइव. ना, गियर ड्राइव में भी स्लिप का होता है. तो दिस इज योर हाई प्रेशर पंप, फ्यूल पंप. This is your follower. Who is operating your follower?
Camshaft.
Camshaft. And who is driving your camshaft?
Chain drive.
Chain drive. Okay. Now, adoption of chain drive, I will be able to put my fuel pumps. Fuel pumps can be mounted very close to the cylinders. What is the advantage of it? If you are able to mount your fuel pump very close to the cylinder, you are going to deal with you are going to take care about ignition delays.
Yes.
Rapid and precise fuel injection. Okay. If I want to achieve that same thing with the help of gear drive, ठीक है, यहाँ पे gear रहेगा, and I will have one more gear here. I will have another gear here. ठीक है. See, if I want to bring my fuel pumps very close to the unit, I need to employ multiple gears with a different gear ratio. Okay, the arrangement is going to become much more complicated. The entire assembly is going to become very heavier. So first advantage of adoption of chain drive or the gear drive is that you will be able to put your fuel pumps very close to the cylinders, taking care about your ignition delays. There will be rapid pressure buildup, sharp fuel injection will be there. Second advantage is that chain drive is relatively lighter, okay, producing less vibration and noise. Third, cheaper installation compared to gear drive. And finally, easy maintenance. Okay, easy maintenance compared to gear drive. Okay, so this is the advantage. Hello. हमारे क्लास झालं फोन करतो मी क्लास मध्ये हा जस्ट मोमेंट हं guys. Okay, can we go to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सर ये बंकर लाइन प्रेशर टेस्टिंग सर कहाँ पे मिलेगा सर? बंकर लाइन प्रेशर टेस्टिंग
बंकर लाइन प्रेशर टेस्टिंग कहाँ पे मिलेगा?
Already there, sir, in Q&A session.
हाँ, बंकर लाइन इधर है, वो आपको इसमें भी मिलेगा. You will find it in file section. ठीक है, this file is there. There is one file, bunker manifold pressure testing. ठीक है, ये फाइल डाला हुआ है. ठीक है, and it has been taken in the QA session also. ठीक है, how to connect it, what is the frequency, how much pressure you require to increase. All right.
Yes, sir.
ये अभी डालता हूँ मैं फिर से ग्रुप.
सर उसका 16 रेगुलेशन पूछा था एक बार, तो मैंने क्वेश्चन भी पोस्ट किया था.
16th regulation.
हाँ, इसका bunker line pressure test.
Sir, up to how much pressure we need to test, sir, bunker line pressure?
How much?
How much pressure we need to test the bunker line?
वो डिपेंड करता है when you are going to carry out. ठीक है, यहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. ठीक है, every 12 months you require to test it at 100% maximum allowed working pressure. ठीक है, then after any major repairs again you require to hydrostatically test it at 100% MAWP, but at least every 5 years you require to test it 2 times at 150% of MAWP. अभी इसका 16th रेगुलेशन है क्या कुछ?
सर वही पूछा था और मिल नहीं है, मतलब यही 16 रेगुलेशन है कि एक क्लास का है कि वो नहीं मिला नहीं था, मैंने वो ढूंढा था.
16th I am in doubt that 16th have such kind of regulation.
Yes, sir. प्रेशर टेस्ट मार्क होना चाहिए मैनिफोल्ड पे.
हाँ सर, एज पर 1600 मार्किंग वाला सही है कि हम लोग देखते हैं लेकिन क्लास इंस्पेक्शन, लेकिन वो है किधर वो नहीं, मैं हम लोग रेफरेंस नहीं दे पाते।
एक मिनट। लॉस
So this MAWP will be engraved on the pipeline, sir.
Yeah, it will be part of your design pressure for your pipeline. All right, so it will be mentioned. Okay, pipeline में भी रहेगा आपका। अभी क्या है, CCS classification information notice for on USAG requirement for hydrostatic testing of bunker line. मेरे को सोलस का I didn't came across any SOLAS requirement as such, but yes, there is the guideline from the US Coast Guard, okay? And also classification society. SOLAS I will check, ठीक है?
सर ये
नहीं तो फिर
1.5 टाइम हम लोग डिजाइन प्रेशर बोलते हैं कि वर्किंग प्रेशर बोलते हैं?
वर्किंग प्रेशर, यहाँ पे वर्किंग प्रेशर आएगा, ठीक? तो ये यूएस कोस्ट गार्ड का है एक।
सर एक चीज दूसरा था इसमें, एक बड़ा कंफ्यूजन था कि सर इसमें हम लोग जो पहले जब लाइन फिल करते हैं ना, तो लाइन फिल में हम लोग डायरेक्ट सारे मतलब बंकर के इनलेट बंद करके वो सारी लाइन ऐसे फिल करते हैं कि कहीं कोई टैंक में डालते डालते ही थोड़ा थोड़ा भरते रहेंगे?
नहीं नहीं, how you are doing,
ਲਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਹੌਟ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਬੰਦ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਫਿਰ।
let's say this is your manifold, okay? This is your bunker line. You are having tank wall, and there also you are going to have the line coming from transfer pump. So what you need to do, first you require to fill the entire line with fuel oil. And how you are going to fill with the fuel oil? Keep this tank wall shut. Okay, इसको shut करो. Open this wall, and how you are going to fill with the transfer pump? तो हम लोग क्या करते हैं जहाज में, इधर आपका एक प्रेशर गेज रहेगा, सॉरी टेम्परेचर गेज और सम प्रेशर गेज, ठीक? So what we used to do, we used to connect a copper pipe. We used to make a gooseneck like this. So when you are starting the pump used to fill this line gradually, and all air is vented off from this gooseneck. Okay, once oil will start to come out from that, okay, we are going to close the wall. यहाँ पे wall देखो, we are going to close the wall, okay? And then after that you are also going to shut this wall, and then you are connecting your drain line को नीचे, there will be drain line. On drain line you require to connect your hydraulic pump, okay? And you, with the help of diesel oil, okay, with the help of diesel oil, keep on pressurizing this bunker manifold till the time pressure is going to reach to whatever is the recommended pressure. Okay, that is what we used to do. क्योंकि इसमें बहुत मुश्किल होता है to remove the air from where.
सर एक दोस्त के शिप पे लोग बड़ा सब नहीं कराया था कि सर उसने ये हाइड्रोलिक पंप कनेक्ट नहीं किया था, उसने सिंपली यहाँ पे सर पंप का जो रिलीफ वाल है ना उसको सेट करके, सर ऐसा कर से पॉसिबल है? उसको हाई प्रेशर कर दिया और उसके
कैसे
बाद
पॉसिबल है
सर पंप का रिलीफ वाल का सेटिंग है ना उसको थोड़ा बढ़ा दिया, जो अपना डिजाइन वो जो अपना रिक्वायरमेंट है ना वहां तक।
कौन सा पंप का डिजाइन, ये कौन सा पंप है? दिस इज सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप।
नहीं गियर पंप सर, गियर पंप रहता है, पॉजिटिव डिस्प्लेसमेंट रहता है।
ट्रांसफर पंप, गियर पंप मैंने, ठीक है, हो सकता है, सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप भी रहता है।
सर मैंने 2 गियर पंप और वो स्नीज पंप जो स्नैक पंप है ना वो 2 टाइप के देखे, तो सर वो गियर पंप की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ।
लेकिन वो रिकमेंडेड प्रोसीजर नहीं है, ठीक है, यू फॉलो द
Okay.
रिकमेंडेड प्रोसीजर।
ओके ओके, इसीलिए
वो
सर
सब
मैं
क्या है अभी एमएमडी एग्जाम में एक्सेप्ट होगा नहीं होगा मालूम नहीं मेरे को, ठीक है,
ओके ओके
क्योंकि क्या होता है ना बहुत से जगह पे सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप रहता है, ट्रांसफर पंप। एनीबडी हैव वर्कड ऑन द ट्रांसफर पंप व्हिच इज सेंट्रीफ्यूगल पंप?
Yes, sir.
Centrifugal only.
Yes, sir.
तो क्या होगा फिर वो
Yes, sir.
कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन हो जाता है, फिर वो फालतू में आप फंस जाओगे इसमें, ठीक है।
सर
तो
तो
जस्ट फॉलो
ये
दिस
प्रोसीजर है सर, ये बंकर एंड प्रेशर टेस्टिंग का ये मेनली प्रोसीजर है, और वाटर से भी करते हैं।
वाटर से नहीं करना है आपको, बिकॉज आफ्टर दैट वेयर यू आर गोइंग टू ड्रेन दैट वाटर, दैट इज अगेन प्रॉब्लम ना, वेयर यू आर गोइंग टू थ्रो दैट वाटर।
यस,
ठीक है, फ्यूल से करो। देखो इधर इधर फ्यूल पंप लगाया आपने, तो पूरा मैनिफोल्ड यू हैव filled with the fuel oil, and after that you require to connect this pump, ठीक है, hydraulic pump, all right, and then you are going to pressurize with diesel oil, ठीक है ना। So this is authorized procedure and this is has to be, this is what you require to follow.
सर वो
Sir,
गेज का नाम
one-
क्या, वेंट का नाम क्या था सर? वेंट का नाम जिससे ऑयल चेक करते हैं तो ट्रांसफर से
नहीं वेंट वो तो हमने बनाया था जुगाड़, अभी क्या है वो
Gooseneck pipe.
you need to take out the air ना, how you are going to take out the air?
Sir, one
the
air
road.
connection was also there on one of my ship. Air connection to connect air. So
हाँ।
like, what is the
नहीं।
purpose of that air connection?
देखो एयर कनेक्शन में भी फॉर फ्लशिंग योर bunker line, okay, after completion of your bunkering and all this thing. But hydrostatic pressure testing means hydrostatic, not hydropneumatic or not pneumatic, okay, not even the
Okay, sir.
mixture of hydraulic and pneumatic. Why? That is not authorized. Regulation doesn't allow you to test any bunker manifold with air. I have seen many chief engineers, ठीक है, थोड़ा तेल भरो और देन यू प्रेशराइज विद द सर्विस एयर एंड देन दे डू ऑल दिस थिंग, नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल, ठीक है, नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल, नो क्लास इज गोइंग टू एक्सेप्ट दैट वन, ऑलराइट। आप जहाज में कुछ भी कर रहे हो, दैट इज डिफरेंट थिंग, बट दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल। व्हाई दैट इज नॉट एक्सेप्टेबल? व्हाई नॉट टेस्टिंग विद द एयर?
Sir, air means can leak easily, means हल्का सा भी वो रहेगा तो
सर
देखो
एयर
एयर एक तो
कंप्रेसिबल है
पहले
सर,
सर
एयर
कंप्रेस हो
कंप्रेसिबल
जाएगा
है
ना,
तो
एयर
उसका पर्पस
कंप्रेस
डिफीट
हो
हो जाएगा।
तो फिर हम लोग को चेक नहीं कर।
देखो one thing, air is compressible, okay, then how much time it is going to take to build up that pressure? पूरा दिन बैठोगे, 2 दिन लग जाएगा पूरा मैनिफोल्ड को प्रेशराइज करना है धीरे 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 करके, ठीक है। अनदर थिंग, when you are going to compress any gas, what is going to happen? Whatever energy you are supplying, where that energy is being stored?
Temperature will increase.
No, temperature, for a moment let's forget about your temperature, but that energy is going to be stored. Now if there is going to be rupture, what is going to happen? There is risk of explosion, yes or no? जब भी आप
Yes,
किसी
sir.
pressurized vessel, it is charged with some pressurized gas, what is going to happen? When explode, or when there is going to be some rupture, then there will be rapid expansion of that gases that can lead to the explosion also. Similar way, when you are talking about your accumulators, nitrogen accumulator, why you are filling nitrogen, why you can't fill up air? Air भी तो वही काम करेगा, yes or no? Air will also do the same job. Then why you are filling nitrogen? For the safety purpose, when it is going to rupture, burst, what will happen? Oxygen is going to be highly oxidative in the nature. It can react with your fuel oil, diesel oil. It can react with your lube oil at a very rapid pace. It is already having stored energy and it can lead to the explosion. And for that purpose, you are using nitrogen gas, inert gas in the accumulator. Similar way, in any pressure testing which is recommended to the hydrostatic pressure testing, hydrostatic means always has to be carried out by the liquid only. और यहाँ पे पानी नहीं भर सकते क्योंकि फिर where you are going to dispose the water, you have to test with the fuel oil. That is the simple thing. Clear?
सर मुझे ये समझ गया कि सर फ्यूल ऑयल से पहले भर दिया, उसके बाद सर ये ड्रेन लाइन को हाइड्रोलिक पंप से कनेक्ट किया, और आपने क्या बोला डीजल से कैसे प्रेशराइज करेंगे?
डीजल, इधर डीजल डालो इसके अंदर में ना, इधर डीजल डालो इसके अंदर में, and keep on pumping. Now you are pumping diesel oil inside. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Just because we
Sir,
cannot
venting कैसे
mix,
सर करना था सर?
just because we cannot mix hydraulic
Yes,
oil
sir.
and diesel oil, or hydraulic oil and HFO, that is why we are putting diesel oil, right, sir?
नहीं, हाइड्रोलिक ऑयल इज एक्सपेंसिव सर, व्हाई यू वांट टू ब्रिंग हाइड्रोलिक ऑयल? ठीक है, यू आपने पहला लाइन को भर दिया, यू हैव फिल्ड लाइन विद द फ्यूल ऑयल, ओके करेक्ट,
Yes,
फ्यूल
sir.
ऑयल से भर दिया आपने. नाउ
Sir,
इफ यू
how
वांट
we
टू
will know,
पंप,
sir, line is full of the oil?
वही तो मैं बोला आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा आपको. यू रिक्वायर टू मेक सम अरेंजमेंट, ओके. इधर इधर एक ऐसा गूज नेक लगाओ, ठीक है. नाउ व्हाट आर द कनेक्शन ऑन द मैनिफोल्ड? You are having connection for temperature gauge, you are having connection for pressure gauge.
Okay, okay, sir.
All right.
This is a
So remove one
temporary,
of the
temporary.
connection. Remove one of the connection and fill your pipe till the time oil will start to flow from the gooseneck. That is going to ensure that oil air is going to be expelled. All right. उसके बाद में
Yes, sir.
उसको लगा दो, इधर फिर से बंद कर दो इसको. And then from the drain line, every manifold is also going to have drain line. ये दिख रहा है आपको drain line, ठीक है? तो इधर ये connect करो hose. Now I can put fuel oil also here, but fuel oil pumping is going to become very difficult because of the viscosity. So I am going to take diesel oil. Yes, I am going to fill with the diesel oil and then I will keep on pumping till the time required pressure is going to be indicated in calibrated pressure gauge. ठीक है, pressure gauge भी calibrated होना चाहिए, वो जो manifold के ऊपर लगा हुआ है.
Sir, 7 bar ही pressure होगा ना इसका? Pressure testing?
सर ये
देखो that depend upon your
30 मिनट होता है ना सर ये?
हाँ sorry
30 मिनट के लिए करते हैं ना हम लोग सर ये?
हाँ, hold the pressure for 30 minutes and then inspect all the sections of pipeline, particularly the flanges, walls and expansion coupling for any leakages. Okay, for 30 minutes if there is no leakages, that is going to conclude your testing. All right, and then उसको टेंसलिंग करो उधर मैनिफोल्ड पे कितना प्रेशर पे टेस्ट किया, कौन से डेट पे किया.
सर कितना प्रेशर होना चाहिए सर? ये क्या
प्रेशर डिपेंड करेगा आपका लाइन के प्रेशर के ऊपर में. व्हाट इज द वर्किंग प्रेशर ऑफ योर बंकर लाइन?
Sir, how we are
very situative.
जनरली 7 बार रहता है, तो देखो उसको कैसे 7 बार इंटू 1.5 करो, ठीक है.
सर ये पंप का कोई नाम भी है क्या, ये हाइड्रोलिक पंप का?
हाइड्रोलिक पंप ही बोलते हैं उसको, ठीक है. इसको वो मेकर के हिसाब से कोई उसका नाम मेकर के हिसाब से बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन दिस इज जनरली कॉल्ड हाइड्रोलिक पंप ओनली, ठीक है.
Sir, how
एंड
we
सर ये
to
जो
depressurize
रिकॉर्ड,
just
ये जो
open the-
टेस्टिंग होगा इसका पूरा रिकॉर्ड कहाँ पे फाइल होता है सर ये?
वहां पे आपको कहाँ पे फाइल करना है?
सर ये हम तो पीएमएस सिस्टम में फाइल करते थे सर, पीएमएस
PMS
सिस्टम में.
रहेगा. देन इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी फिजिकल रिकॉर्ड, फॉर एग्जांपल
में भी सर एंटर
सर वो आलम वाले के साथ भी करते थे ना, वीकली मंथली वाले फाइल में भी कर सकते हैं ना साथ
देखो
में.
आपका क्या रहेगा, देयर विल बी सम फिजिकल
We
रिकॉर्ड.
post in ECR.
Okay, physical record will be also there. So update there, update in PMS, update in logbook. All right, because what happens when somebody is going to come and they are asking you evidence, you have to produce the evidence. ठीक है.
सर इसमें लिखा है वो सर्टिफिकेट, वो मतलब चीफ इंजीनियर बनाएंगे.
Chief engineer is going to make it only. ठीक है. And you required to maintain the photographic evidence also. ठीक है. Pressure gauge का videography करो,
हाँ सर,
फोटो
वो
ले लो.
pressure gauge
Sir,
का वो
captains also
फोटोग्राफी
ask
जो रिकॉर्ड
for
होता है
this.
वो कि कौन से फाइल में या किधर कोई स्पेसिफिक है सर, वो किधर फाइल करने का है वो
उसका
लॉग
एक
बुक के
फोल्डर
अलावा?
रहेगा, बंकर लाइन हाइड्रोस्टैटिक प्रेशर टेस्टिंग का एक फोल्डर रहेगा, ठीक है. यू अपडेट इन दैट वन. देयर विल बी फॉर्म प्रोवाइडेड बाय द योर कंपनी.
कंपनी के. ओके.
और सर फोटो भी चिपकाना पड़ता है उधर ये लेमिनेशन करके जो
नहीं
हमने किया
फोटो
है।
की
सर
जरूरत नहीं
ECR
है.
के बल्कहेड में लगाते हैं.
फोटो
इधर भी
यू
तो
हैव
लगाते थे।
सी फोटो यू हैव टू मेंटेन इन योर जस्ट फॉर रिकॉर्ड्स, ठीक है. वो किसी को मालूम क्या है आपने सही किया नहीं किया, ठीक है. सर्टिफिकेट तो बनाना आपको ही है, ठीक है. सो सर्टेन एविडेंस हैज टू बी मेंटेन just for the verification if somebody asks you. Okay, so certificate will be made by the chief engineer. Either he can post it, either he can put into the designated folder for the records. Okay, so what I am going to say you that if you are having electronic records, update the electronic records, your PMS forms. If you are having physical files, update that physical files and also make the relevant entry into your engine room logbook also. Clear?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
ओके चलो आज के लिए इधर ही रुकते हैं, ठीक है.
सर ये प्रेशर टेस्ट, पीवी वॉल प्रेशर टेस्ट बता दो सर. लास्ट टाइम पूछा था विश्वनाथन सर.
PV wall pressure testing, there is a video I have already posted in video library. How it is being tested, PV wall? What is the schedule for testing PV wall? Yes, sir. Every PV wall का क्या टेस्टिंग शेड्यूल है? टैंकर पीपल,
Sir, video library in the app, sir.
not in the app. This is open for everyone.
Where it is, sir?
Where, sir?
Telegram group है ना, video library.
पता नहीं sir.
Just moment, I will send you link after the class. See, PV wall को क्या करना है आपको? You require to test it. When you are going to test it, every year you require to test it. ठीक है? For example, you are having, let's say 10 PV walls are there on your vessel. So you are going to, in a cyclic basis, you are going to test all the PV walls. When you can test your PV wall? When you are in ballast voyage, isn't it? Loaded passage में कर सकते हैं क्या? No. So whenever suitable opportunity is going to arise, you are going to go for the PV wall testing. And then every 5 years, all the PV walls are required to be sent for shore-based workshop for calibration and certification. ये समझ में आया सबको? Every year, on a cyclic basis, you required to test all the PV walls on board. That is possible only during your ballast voyage. Then, every 5 years, the PV walls are required to be sent for the shore facility where it will be tested, calibrated, and certified. Now, how to do the testing on board ship? For that, you are having a testing kit. Okay, so just watch this video.
PV wall test bench. What we are doing, we are testing the PV wall pressure. So as now we connected all the wire and connected this hose to our pressure side for pressure test. Here is written pressure line, vacuum line. You can see very well. So I have connected in the pressure line, and we will try out the pressure test of the PV wall. Okay. So I have connected, I have made the connection. Then here is a valve. This should be connected to one valve. So as we will start, it will come to the 1 bar as per our instruction. So now this is pressure test. So we will increase slowly. See now its pressure is increasing. Now we will increase more. Its setting is 2000. So water gauge. So what we will do, now you can see that it's vibrating. So it's around 1850.
So PV wall में there will be two elements, isn't it? Pressure side and vacuum side. Pressure side is generally set at around 1500, 1700, 1800 up to 2000 mm of water column. So whatever is the setting specified for your particular vessel, आप क्या करोगे? You are going to take out your PV wall, obviously after inerting your tank and all this thing, and you are going to mount it on a testing rig. Now this rig is connected to this particular testing device, which is using your engine room service air to pressurize the PV wall. Okay. So when you are going to open the pressure valve, what will happen? Air will increase the pressure gradually, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 mm of water column. And then you will see that at somewhere around 2000 mm of water column, PV wall ka pressure part, the pressure wall is going to lift. Pressure is not going to increase further. That can be indicated in the pressure gauge. That is how you are going to verify the PV wall opening, okay, at the designated pressure. Similar way you can do it for the
around
vacuum side.
1850 is okay. That means its pressure is okay. Now you can see the cutoff. So that means it's lifting. The air is coming from this. Air is coming from here. You can listen also.
ये fabricate करना पड़ेगा आपको. ये stand है ना, where PV wall is mounted. Your fitter will fabricate one, and below that you require to connect this air.
Done. This is our pressure test. Is very good. Now we will try for the vacuum. Okay, so we put off the supply Then we will change to the vacuum side. Now we are putting supply on. Now is the vacuum ejector valve. So to passing the air, we have to on. Then use the vacuum side. Now the setting is minus 350 mm water gauge. So now I am increasing. Now you can see the cutoff is like that. Now we are slowly we will increase to 350. You can see this is vibrating. That means this vacuum is generating and cutting off. So here you can see the lifting. See? So that means this is also good. See, you can see the cutoff, and this sound is coming.
Is it clear, sir? Who I asked this question? Is it fine with you?
Sir, this connection, this inside this testing device, two connection is there, one for
Yes.
pressure line, one for vacuum line. So
Correct.
so we are connecting this pipe to the PV wall.
Yes. See, this is coming from your service air.
Yes.
Okay. Here you are going to have two connection, one pressure and one vacuum. So let's say this is your pressure connection. Now आपने क्या किया? आपके फिटर ने एक स्टैंड बनाया, ठीक है?
Test rig, yes.
And where the flange is connected, where you can put your PV wall, okay? PV wall is mounted, and this connection you are going to connect here. Now when you are going to open your pressure, यहाँ से हवा का pressure जाएगा. When pressure is going to increase to 2000 mm of water column, क्या हो जाएगा? Pressure wall is going to lift up. That you can see with the cutout in the pressure gauge. Similar way, when you are going to change to the vacuum side, ये connection निकाल के vacuum side में लगाओ. Now there is one ejector inside this test kit. There will be internally one air ejector is there. So when you are allowing that air to pass through that ejector, what it is going to create? It is going to create vacuum. Okay, operate that one. When vacuum will start to increase, for example, your setting is minus 350 mm of water column. So when that vacuum pressure is going to reach, what will happen? The vacuum wall is going to lift, taking the atmospheric air inside. Okay, and that you can see with the help of again cut out on the pressure gauge. Understood?
Yes, sir. मतलब, after reaching its set pressure, it will start dropping the pressure in the
Yeah,
gauge.
it is because air अंदर आएगा ना, तो अभी vacuum नहीं बनेगा ऊपर उसके, ठीक है? So it will go maximum till 350 mm, ठीक है? Whatever is there.
Okay,
और
sir.
इधर
Okay.
भी क्या होगा? इधर भी pressure, for example, your pressure setting is 2000 mm of water column. So when pressure is going to increase more than this, ये उठ जाएगा, ठीक है? Pressure cannot build up inside.
Okay,
Alright?
sir. Okay, sir.
Sir, there is any video set available in the recorded session for PV breaker and vacuum breaker and this mustache? Because I am not from tanker background, but they are asking sometimes these questions.
नहीं सर, मुझे
और
ये क्वेश्चन पूछा था विश्वनाथन सर ने, और उसके बाद डायरेक्ट ये पूछ दिया कि पीवी ब्रेकर पे मेंटेनेंस क्या करना है वो.
देखो ये आपको you can find it in the tanker operation. Okay, I think this is taken in the tanker operation. एक बार चेक करो उसमें, ठीक है?
In the motor
find
sections.
motor
MEP
MEP
section.
में रहेगा ना, tanker operation is going to part of MEP function.
Oh.
Okay,
सर
चलो
सर
see.
वीडियो
11
लाइब्रेरी
o'clock
का
क्लास है LDCL की, ये ओरल वालों के लिए भी इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या?
अभी उसमें LDCL देखो, अगर आपको जानना है तो आ जाओ,